it's just me. Heather's still down and out and not feeling well, so it's your boy Chris running solo very hard. And in this video, we're going to go over 3 WTFs. Not only are they going to be WTFs, but also leaks. That's right, we have the list for C2E2. I saw it on Disc Trackers today and I wanted to discuss it. But before we go further, make sure you hit the subscribe button, the like button, and that little bell. That way you'll know anytime we go live or post brand new content. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Gastlecast. It's a huge blast every single month when we go live with our patrons on Google Meet. All right, so what are our 3 WTFs? Well, the leaked list is one of them because the list looks like another one has to do with Mike Becker, and the third is something that just arrived in the mail. And I want to start there because this thing is crazy. Godzilla finally made it from Amazon. And look at the usage of this box. I know we saw photos of this, but how ridiculous is this? This pop easily could have been a sideways, regular size Funko Pop box and it would have fit just right. But look at him. He's hovering in the air in this humongous box. It's like getting a bag of potato chips where half the bag is air and half the bag is potato chips. Okay, so we have to get to the real meat of this thing. And when I say meat, I mean hog. All right, so this guy actually feels pretty heavy, all things considered. Oh, wow, it's like one solid piece. I feel like I'm holding like a brick or something, but there he is. You know, it doesn't look, okay, I can see him. All right, there's clearly on his back, but at first it didn't look, oh my god, that one right there's a thick one. This little rascal right here, look at that thing. If that isn't supposed to be a I don't know what it's supposed to be. There's a lot of spikes here that don't look like but that one specifically looks like a and there's some other ones that look like also. And I remember when we originally talked about this that I wasn't sure if it would be in the final mold or not, but it is. It is in the final mold. They kept the in. If it were me, I would have pulled out because that's the right thing to do. It's a cool Funko Pop, I guess. I don't know. It has on it. That makes it kind of weird, but it's still a cool Funko Pop. I kind of wish that it had a glow-in-the-dark feature or something so you could have glowing but no glowing here. You could have had the eyes glow with the plethora of a farm, possibly. Just a city of This is such an odd piece. And the fact that it came in a box this way, it looked like it was hovering. Like, I don't know what they were thinking with this. This doesn't even make any sense. You know what? I have to test and see if it can sit in a sideways box. There has to be a very good reason as to why they did not use a sideways box. Okay, so we're gonna use the Stranger Things NFT Mike box. We're gonna see if he fits in here or not. Sideways, let's see. Maybe he's too wide. Okay, he's a little wide. Hold on, let's see if we can sit him in here like this. The are too wide for this box for him to sit in here sideways. So maybe that was the whole reason. I mean, he's still in there, but it's pushing the box out a little bit because the are just too big. That's the problem. It's too much girth. Maybe that explains it. I still don't think that this big ass box needed to be in the picture, but what do I know? The Funko Pop's cool, box is weird. I give it a 3 out of 10. Okay, on with the next part. All right, so there. All right, so now you can you get a clear scope of the during this video. So that's fun. I'm sure you're enjoying taking a very nice glimpse of it. Jesus Christ, that one actually looks like a Okay, let's move on. So the second one, it's those leaks, baby, for C2E2. And I thought that they were gonna knock the ball out of the park with C2E2, but I'm thinking that I was wrong. There is not a single thing on the list that I care about. There's nothing that I want here. I'm not going for any of these pieces at all. Okay, so this was posted by Disc Trackers, but it was created by Scarlet Joker. There's so many people involved in this. Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo C2E2. And it says confirmed are going to be green and potential are going to be blue. So if you look at this list, you see it sort of split in two. And it's just a lot of the same crap that we've seen before. And I don't know why this would even be considered for C2E2. Funko has never been there before. I'm surprised that they decided this particular lineup. So the first one on the list is Green Lantern. I picked Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern from the 2011 flop. Because don't we all need that Funko Pop? Don't we all need a Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern? That actually would be pretty cool because this movie was horrible, but I'm sure in a couple years, if not already, this movie is going to turn into like some sort of cult classic. People are going to be watching it because they get a couple laughs out of it. Me personally, I couldn't even get through the film. I probably will never revisit it. But would I buy a Funko Pop of Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern? Probably. The next one on the list is Poe with dumplings. So the new Kung Fu Panda film came out, so it makes sense that we're getting a Poe. I think this would be a fun Funko Pop. I'm actually down with this, although I don't really give a shit about Kung Fu Panda, but I think it would look cool. But it looks like he's gobbling some. This video is in a weird direction. We talked about Godzilla's back, and now we're talking about Poe's in his mouth. Okay, so this leak is already showing up on store shelves. So this is Cresselia, and it's from Pokemon. It's a really, really weird looking Pokemon. I have personally never seen this before. I've never heard of it. I don't follow Pokemon at all. But look at this thing. It's humongous. It's a 10-inch. I didn't even realize people were collecting 10 inches anymore. Because who has the room for all this shit? And the other thing that's interesting is that this is being sold at Barnes & Noble. And I know Barnes & Noble used to have a huge section of Funko Pops before, but the Funko Pops in their stores have died down considerably. So the fact that they're getting an exclusive for C2E2 is nuts. But this thing is up for sale right now. If you go over to Disc Trackers, you can click the link and you can go and buy it. And it's listed as Athena. That's the secret tagline that they attach to this Funko Pop. And they typically do that when they do drops to hide the name. But why would you even care to hide this? Like, who cares? Are there people out there really give a shit and are worried to get spoiled about the Cresselia Funko Pop from C2E2, the 10-inch Cresselia? You tell me in the comment section if you are pissed off that you got a leak of Cresselia. Nobody f***ing cares. Nobody. I'm sure there's going to be somebody that cares. That's how this works. This game works that way every time. Okay, so I'm known for calling him Jiminy the Cricket, and I've called him that my whole life, but this is Jiminy Cricket, Jiminy the Cricket. And they're making a soda. So we have talked about sodas recently, thinking that Funko was going to completely get rid of sodas, which I think is happening, but they probably have some left over that have been created already and they have to put up for sale. And I think that's where Jiminy the Cricket comes from. I think this is something they manufactured a long time ago and they're going to sell it. Am I going to be in line to buy Jiminy the Cricket soda? No. How amazing would it be if he had his little umbrella and he's like flying? Now that's some shit I'd buy. I would buy that. The next one on the list is Tiana. I feel like we've gotten like a million of Tiana and all the other Disney princesses. I just pulled up a random picture. This is a Diamond Collection version of the character. If you love Disney princesses, I'm sure this is up your alley. Okay, so Tiana is a potential, and so is the Muppets. It just says the Muppets, so we're not entirely sure even what the thing is. It could be super cool, or it could be super terrible. So I have no idea even what to say about this. All I'm going to say is it would be really nice if it were a Fozzie, because I love Fozzie Bear. The next one is a My Hero Academia character named Mirio Togata. But, you know, I like to call him... I don't know a thing about My Hero Academia. The only thing I can tell you is that he actually looks kind of cool with like a mask. It looks like a skull mask or something. And then there's another picture where he looks like a pilot for JetBlue. Then there's this One Piece wanted poster for Shanks. And when I searched for this, it reminded me back in 2021, I believe this was something that was supposed to release because as you can see here, it says Funko Fair 2021. And I remember people talking about this, but it never came to fruition. And I'm wondering if Funko never made it back then and then they decided to produce it because they saw people were excited, or maybe this is something that was unreleased and now they're slapping a sticker on it. I haven't a clue. But what I do know is that the wanted posters are pretty popular and I'm pretty sure these will completely sell out. People will go crazy over this. I have no idea who Shanks is. Probably a great character. Don't kill me. It's another anime. I don't know a thing about it. And then last but not least is Pokemon Dialga. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. It looks like a dinosaur. They do a lot of dinosaur Pokemon now. I just remember when it was the red and the blue cartridge for Game Boy. I remember Blastoise. I remember Charmander. I don't even know what this is. And those are all the leaks. I mean, I don't know. This is really terrible, right? I mean, this isn't a great lineup. These are not things that people are going crazy over or will go crazy over. They just seem to be pretty meh, like very meh. I didn't even notice Kung Fu Panda is apparently a 6-inch and the Dialga is a 10-inch. So there are two 10-inch Funko Pops in the C2E2 lineup. That is insane, because that means that Funko will most likely bring these Pops with them to C2E2 and sell them on the floor. That means they got to carry a bunch of 10-inch Funko Pops with them and that 6-inch. That is if they actually do an event where they sell stuff at C2E2. I don't know if that's the plan or not. I've been saying they should do different events at cons and do sales online, or only sell certain things at the show. That could be happening, and we're going to talk about that in our last WTF. But I wanted to read some of these comments. So this first person says, Funko is really dying now. People are saying this all the time. This has been a very regular comment on a lot of Funko posts. This person said, I hope Pokemon fans are happy that Dialga could finally come. Okay. Too bad nothing looks good. Really digging that C2E2 sticker. Yeah, I guess the sticker is okay. I just want the Shanks Wanted poster. What did I tell you? I knew that was going to be the most popular thing. I'm always here for more Green Lantern, so I hope that one's something good. Same with more Muppets. Happy they're getting more love lately. No Demon Slayer, no Sonic, no Simpsons, no South Park with wide eyes. Okay, I guess they want all of that. It's crazy seeing C2E2 getting Pops. Looking forward to that Wanted poster. Okay, there's a lot of excitement over the Wanted poster. I had a feeling that was going to be the case here. This person says, very good. We need more fire. Agreed. I hope that this isn't the only list of things. I hope they add some other stuff that maybe I give a shit about, because I don't give a shit about any of this. Somebody says SOS, somebody says lame. Okay, so obviously not everybody is on board with these leaks. And of course, that is the case most of the time with a lot of these different conventions. They're not dropping too many great things at the conventions. People don't give a shit about this stuff. I didn't see any LEs up there, although we don't know about LEs because it has not been leaked yet. So some of this stuff could have an LE number on it, because as you remember, Funko is becoming a lean startup. Makes sense, right? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. It makes as much sense as being on the back of Godzilla. So my friend sent me a screenshot of an event that Mike Becker will be putting on, and I'm hoping that this is going to bring a lot of hype, because I think what's happening is Funko is trying to connect with the fans again. They want to go back to the days where Funmaker Mike was having a good time with everybody. He was seeing all the Funko fanatics, and it wasn't about flipping. It was more about family. It was more about collectors getting together and having a whole lot of fun. They're trying to bring that feeling back in a really big way, and I really hope that they succeed at that. So far, not so good. As you know, that Bob's Big Boy event was terrible. Most of the people that we spoke with said it was absolute trash. So Funko is not going to WonderCon, but Mike Becker is, and he's trying to connect with fans again. This is exactly what Funko wants to do. And this is what my buddy sent me, and I wanted to read it just to see what Mike will be doing there. So Saturday, March 30th, between 12:15 and 1:15 p.m., the first ever Funmaker meetup and panel. Funko founder Mike Becker discusses how he helped make the toy industry fun again, hear firsthand how he helped create the community behind the product, and the mythical fanatic. There are always surprises and special guests when Funmaker Mike is in the building. Okay, let's be real. Funmaker Mike will bring blue Ahsokas to hand out into the audience. Fluffy will be there. Ashley Eckstein will be there. And Bob Gurr from Disney will be there. Those are all of his buddies. I have a feeling that most of them will show up. Will there be somebody that we've never seen before? Hey, how about Trejo? He could possibly be there. Machete. Funko is trying to make a big wave in the community, again, by using Mike Becker as the person to do it. And that is brilliant. That's the smartest thing they could have ever done. They're getting everybody back into the fray. They're trying to show that there is fun in Funko again. And now Mike is going to explain how he got there and how they're probably trying to reinvigorate the fanatic mentality, because a lot of people have been turning their backs lately because they're not putting up with Funko shit. People are getting sick and tired of all the fails by Funko, but maybe they're turning the ship around. I mean, we say that all the time. We never see it actually happen. When we think things are going in a really positive direction, we get banged over the head again and we're told to shut the f*** up. So, what do you think? You think the whole Mike Becker thing is going to turn out well? I don't know. That was my third WTF, and it was a WTF because this is something that's never happened before. Obviously, this is a WTF also with all the and then the C2E2 lineup. That's the lineup for a con they've never been to before? I gotta tell you, I'm pretty bummed out over all this. Heather was so bummed out she didn't even show up. I hope she gets better, because I don't know how long I can do this all by myself. I like having breaks every once in a while. Right, Unicron? We're gonna get a little rest and relaxation. We don't have Heather around, so we can do whatever we want. It's gonna get weird. And check it out, Unicron. That's a lot of Thank you so much for watching. In every video, we like to shout out to some of our patrons from Patreon. In this video, we'd like to shout out to Ashley Pratt, David Hutchinson, Raymond Melendez, Julian Luke, Keisha Walker, Mitch Hayes, John Page 909, George Mendez, Lil Steve, and Evil Scarface. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. We appreciate all of our patrons. You guys are amazing. And if you're not a patron yet, go ahead and check out patreon.com/Gastlecast. And also, we have a toy company that releases limited figures, super limited figures. Check out MISCHIEFtoys.com and join up on our newsletter to find out all the brand new Mischief Toys news. And follow us on Instagram at Mischief Toys for the most up-to-date info. Head over to Facebook and join our Mischief Toys group. We have a lot of fun there, and we would love to have you a part of our Mischief Toys family. All right, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for staying until the end. We will see you in the next one.